Hey guys, welcome back. I just had a bath and just went to my terrace and tried to fly a kite, and yes, it was a failure and just came back to make a video. So yes, this is another vertical video episode. So if you're new to the channel, I am Cario. I make videos on photography and videography related tutorials, tips and tricks. So if you're new to the channel, do click that subscribe button down below and also click on the bell icon to get regularly notified. So this is a special series of episodes in our channel where we make vertical videos. So actually seeing you would have heard this line in your circle. So you are a photographer, you don't shoot in RAW, you just shoot in JPEG? People ask you that, right? So why do we need RAW or why do we need JPEG? What is so special about RAW? What is so special about JPEG? What are their differences? Is what we are going to see in this video. The best way to compare a RAW and a JPEG file is take an image that you have shot both in RAW and JPEG. Just go to the Photoshop or Lightroom, whatever it is. Just increase the shadows to 100. That is, you're giving more light to the shadows. So once increased, just zoom both the photos and check out. So that is the one I am doing now. This is a bad image that I have took. So I am just zooming in to show you how RAW and JPEG differs in quality when we do much post-processing. So if a bad image can have this much details in a RAW file, just think of a good image. How much details will it have? That is the difference RAW and JPEG has. To be frank, when I initially started photography, I was not happy with RAW. So I was also told like this, right? You are a photographer and you had to shoot your images in RAW. But before, like, I don't have much knowledge like when I started photography. So those days when I take images in RAW and when I just take it to the computer and see that, it will be like very dull and I won't be much satisfied. I was not much exposed to these Lightroom or Photoshop or anything. So I was worried why this RAW is very low, like looking very dull, yet people wanted to make or do photos in RAW while they are ignoring JPEG. I was wondering, so for safety purpose I will take the image both in RAW and JPEG and finally post the JPEG. That's what I used to do in my initial days. But then when I had good knowledge in like Photoshop and Lightroom and all, I came to know that what RAW could do better than a JPEG. So of course nowadays everyone has started editing their images in mobile phones, and like applications like Lightroom does not allow RAW images to be edited after a while. You need to pay for editing the RAW images, right? So that is one concern everyone would have. Even I had that, and yes, so Snapseed is one option for that. So you can go for that if you're looking for mobile editing of RAW images. So going to know about RAW first. RAW image is an unprocessed version of your image. It's not the image that you see on your display of your camera. It's an unprocessed image. So you can just go ahead and play in your post-processing. While JPEG is a pre-processed image. Your camera already has processed your image. So too much of post-processing, your JPEG image will result in bad quality. So that's the main difference between RAW and JPEG. Going on to the file size, RAW files are really very large while JPEG files are very smaller in size as they are compressed. Like RAW is a lossless compression, you don't find any loss of data in RAW images, while in JPEG everything is compressed and so there is a lot of loss in metadata. So this causes a reduction in quality if you are going to post-process it more. So what next? RAW images, if you see, these are having high dynamic range, and like JPEG images will have less dynamic range. And how to explain you, right? Every little color change will be available in RAW format. The data is available. You can just bring back the colors in post, while in JPEG you cannot bring back that because it's already a pre-processed image. So bringing up the required lively colors that you see is a bit difficult in JPEG images. Seeing the advantages of a JPEG, it is very small in size, hence occupies less space. On the other hand, RAW image is of high quality and it's very large in size. And it's also the same in videos where you have log profiles and normal profiles, where you can just bring back the colors in log profile. If you see, all the filmmakers mostly will shoot their videos in log profile, and in post processing and in post processing they just bring back the required colors. So that's how it really works. Instead of using a standard profile, and you cannot just alter much in that, so people generally go for log profile even in videos and bring back the good dynamic range out of the videos. So yes, that's the major difference between RAW and JPEG. So if you're starting new, or even you're already using your RAW or JPEG profiles, just go ahead, start using the RAW profile. Maybe JPEG would help you out for an easy editing or a fast editing. You can just edit fast and just upload to your Instagram or any other social media, but in the long run RAW really helps. Even in JPEG, if some of the details like sharpness cannot be altered much in a JPEG file because it will affect the quality, while you can just alter your sharpness and all much in your RAW files because it has all the metadata and quality is well maintained. So that's the difference between RAW and JPEG, or log profile and standard profile of your cameras. So yes guys, go ahead. If you find it difficult, just shoot an image both in RAW and JPEG. So go ahead, after a while just switch only to RAW so that you are able to play with your images. That's it guys. If you like this video, do hit that like button, and also let me know in comments what else I should talk about in this vertical videos section. And yes, that's it for the day. We'll meet you in another video. Until then, it's Ikario signing off.